working as intended.
Alright, bye! Alright, side quests? Wait, there's not enough side quests in this game. Back to Matoya's cave. Hi, Alfie. Should I get this one so I don't have to come all the way back? Elfenal has reached a decision. I must ask that you not breathe a word of this to any of the others at the Rising Stones, especially Flamine. I will brief Tatu on what we have learned, as well as arrange we may have insight into what the word told us. As for you, after all you have done, I would say you have earned a rest. Break time? Speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a message from Strymek while you're away. It would seem he is planning a ceremony of some sort and would like you to attend. Do not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Mayhap you should pay him a visit? It's like side quests or more, many cutscene main story quests. Hello, the Lord Commander left instructions that you were to be shown inside. Do we go straight into a cutscene? Yes. Hi, buddy. Is your stabby wound still okay?
ああ、君か。さては、式典への招待を受けてくれたのだな。ありがたい。心から歓迎しよう。君にはぜひ立ち会ってもらいたくてね。
Huh?
先日の主級派豪丹省の聖兵による教皇庁立てこもり事件は覚えているな。
Two assholes of the faith.
結果として人質の少女をビゾー・ブニルが助けることで人々にドラゴン族との融和の可能性を見せることができた。その可能性を確固たるものにすべく改めてビゾー・ブニルら清流の眷属と和平の
I'm sure everything will be fine.
を開くことになったのだ。君や暁の協力によって開かれた可能性をこうして次につなげられて私も大変嬉しいよ。無論清流の眷属と和平の契りを結んだところで邪竜の一派が動けば戦わざるを得ないだろう。だが少しでも多くの国力を公と復興と混乱の収束に当てることこそ真の変革になるのだと確信している。
It's like, no, you don't seem very fine.
すまない、大丈夫だ。怪我も治りきっていないのに張り切りすぎるなとルキアから釘を刺されてはいるのだがな。立てこもり事件以来同じ過ちを繰り返さぬよう私は多くの民の意見を聞いてきた。不安を組みできる限り最善の施策を提案してきたつもりだ。その甲斐あってか最近では地球派の声も収まっている。
I'm sure nothing will go
だ
wrong.
からこそやっと式典にこぎつけることができた。
Shit will always go wrong in this game, right?
ありがとう。君は主賓に等しい存在なのだ。くれぐれも遅れないで来てくれよ。式典の開催場所は人の領地と竜の領地の狭間、クルザス西部高地のファルコンネストと決まっている。現地ではルキアが準備を仕切っているはずだ。到着したら声をかけてやってくれ。
How to go visit your wife.
すまない。最後にもう一つ。式典が無事に済んで落ち着いたらぜひ君と杯を交わしたい。もろもろの礼も兼ねてな。
It's like, are you hitting on me? Alright, so we got a date with the little hot dude. Hi. The Lord Commander said you would come. As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals the relief that will be unveiled during the conference. The Masons labored day and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Merrick wanted a symbol which would endure long after his conference concluded. I think he would be pleased with the result. 'Twas not my war, but I made it mine, and to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I'm rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go rest, I will not keep you. Alright, now I'm allowed to go do side quests. With the weird dude over here. This dude, hello. Warring Triad. Alright, this guy has a funny name. Was it UNU Kaihai? He's anxious to act before the Warring Triad awaken. Time has come, Warrior of Light. We must move against the Warring Triad now or suffer the consequences. The seal is cracked and the Allagan stir. Should they be allowed to awaken and resume their titanic conflict, it would be like to the coming of a second calamity. You represent our best hope in eliminating this threat. That said, the very act of endangering the Containment facility itself presents certain unique challenges, so unique in fact that I struggle to locate an individual with the requisite talents to surmount them. Were it not for the impressively diverse connections of your fellow Scions, I might still be searching. Happily, however, they were able to furnish me with a suitable candidate. Now, along with you and your Echo-blessed companions, all the pieces we need to proceed with this deadly game are arrayed upon the board. Victory hinges upon no less than the total destruction of the Warring Triad, but we must also aware the interference of those who covet the Allagan's primal harnessing technology. I speak, of course, of the blindly grasping hand of the Garlean Empire and its fumbling agents. The ignorant meddling of the Empire will serve only to hasten the Akon's awakening, and it is my master's desire that Triad be dispatched before Imperial forces delve too deeply. Being the nearest to wakefulness, the Akon Sephiroth shall be your first adversary. Make your preparation to join me on the flagship of Azaslaw. We shall speak further there. Azaslaw only has one aetherite. Way up into this ship. I ship that. Over to this side of the ship. There is another entrance here. Oh, looks like it. Hi. This is a place where light. Here we will find the containment facility wherein entities of incalculable power lie chained. Their fathomless energy is siphoned away by Allagan devices. As I warned you, Sephiroth possesses the most immediate threat. His dreaming mind drifts perilously close to consciousness. Thus must his destruction be our first concern. Your fellow Scions will be joining us anon, accompanied by the uniquely talented individual of whom I spoke. From what I gather, the two of you are already well acquainted. Let us continue inside and wait before the doors to the containment facility. Whoa, that's bugged out. Alright, Fwen's inside already? Hi, guys. You've not been waiting long, I trust. We are eager to lend whatever cooperation we may to your mission. It is an honor to meet you at last. As I know of only one Mikori Scion, you must be Archon Y'shtola, meaning your diminutive companions Mistress Crow, the students of Baldesion, are correct? Diminutive? Perhaps there has been some mistake. I assumed it was for my knowledge and not my stature that you requested my assistance. Hashtag Lalafell things. And the mistake is mine. My choice if I had given offense. Mayhap it would be best if we proceed directly to the matter of our objectives. Your adversary is the Akon Sephiroth of the Warring Triad, otherwise known by the historians of Allag as the Fiend. He was once the patron deity of a tribe of tree-like beings native to Mercidia, but was subdued by the Allagan Empire after a lengthy war of attrition. After his defeat, he was imprisoned for use as a source of power. Even now, Sephiroth is neither truly living nor dead, his mind bound in a dream while his body's energies are harnessed by Allagan technologies. The explanation for his failure to dissipate into aether lies in his restraints. These ingenious devices serve not only to bind him, but to continuously regenerate his corporeal form. Meaning it will be all but impossible to banish him while said restraints are in place, yes? Remove them, however, and we risk allowing an unfathomably powerful and doubtless vengeful Akon to run it rampant. It seems we have no choice but to divide our forces. One team must locate the controls to several shackles and disable them, while the other stands ready to destroy him at the moment of his awakening. A most succinct assessment, Mistress Kyle. While I was aware that the Echo provided you with uncanny insight, I did not expect you to enter the core of my strategy quite so swiftly. Huh, if only my gift offered much such detailed analysis, which say it doesn't. I really took it upon myself to learn as much about the Triad's imprisonment as I could before coming here. It'll be Monica and I, after all, who enter the Akon's den. Team Lalafell. Indeed, given the nature of our adversaries, none save those under the aegis of the Echo would be permitted to enter the containment facility. The risk of primal influence is too great. Well, it's that settled then. I will disable the restraints, and Monica and her gifted adventurer friends will welcome Sephiroth back to the waking world. Better that than the other way around, I'd say, considering our respective fields of expertise and, of course, my diminutive stature. Right, it's time I had a little chat with the doorkeeper over there. Hello, floaty ball. Activating verification system, lifting access restriction to Triad control. Hacking. I had no idea that the curriculum was so comprehensive. When we locate the controls for Sephiroth's restraints, I should gladly leave their operation to you. When we locate the controls, may have my words run clear. Only those blessed with the Echo may safely enter the facility. Your concern for my sanity is touching but necessary. Suffice to say, I am in no danger of falling under the Icon's sway. Warning, verification systems detect multiple unauthorized vessels entering restricted airspace. Security systems engaging intruders. The Garleans. Come, we must keep the Imperials occupied. Because you're in danger. We too should be on our way. Gods, I wouldn't be lying if I said I wasn't slightly terrified, but I can't very well leave every deadly task to you, Scions. According to the history, Sephiroth was immense in both size and strength, mighty enough to rout even the implacable armies of the Allagans, and that more than once. To cut a long story short, we have to get this right. I should do my best not to wake the Icon up too much, as my grandfather always used to say of certain little monsters. Get them up and get them moving while their brains are still abed. Alright, off to the bay. It's like, now how long will I wait in queue? That long? Get some free light out of this. Tank fell asleep. Since I'm recording when the new patch came out, I'm glad these people will probably be glad to get something besides hell on rails. Dang it, Tank did fall asleep. Now I gotta wait again. Long queue. Long queue time. Yay, finally! And 20 minutes later. Oh my god, DPS, don't fall asleep. Okay, here we go. Actually make it in. This boss is pretty trivial nowadays. I think this Tank Buster still hits hard. Commit treason. Wakey wakey. Yes, Final Fantasy VI boss music. Let the fairies heal everything. Tank Buster. Slam. Clonk. Clonk. Spread out. Get behind. Slam. It's AoE time. It's exploding ad time. I guess they don't explode on normal. Remember when I did this when I was relevant, we had a summoner group that used to try to get us all killed by blowing as many ads up as he could. Alright, guy's about to turn very big. What's up, big boy? That's a very big boy. Ow. It's knockback first, right? Double knockback. Earthshakers. Take them to the, oh, I guess I gotta take them to the side. Wee. Get close. Because knockback. Kill the ads. Kill the storm. Dodge that. More shakers. Whee! This boss is almost dead already. Get inside here. Whee! Spread. Otherwise everybody gets hit multiple times like that. Did it. It's like, but I just woke up. How rude. Don't even get a hooray. Oh, I'm all alone. Mission successful. You guys okay out here? Everything okay out here? You did it! I've seen you in action before, but never against anything that big. My legs kept telling me to run, but I just couldn't tear myself away. I don't think I blinked once during the whole battle. I mean, we didn't even get to see the double stack, if it even exists on normal. Our hero tried and true, if only I possessed such strength. Did you beat up the Garleans? You sure? This crawl, Akon eliminated. Oh, if only you could have seen it. Monica gave Sephiroth the mother of all rude awakenings. The instruction was perfect. We encountered not a single Imperial soldier. Yep, understood. Let's swap tails at the Rising Stones then. On our path to the control chamber, we discovered a number of dormant thralls. It would seem the machines that preserve their forms also hold them in a state of torpor. We need not fear them summoning their deity anew. In short, our work here is done. For the present, at least. Let's go home, shall we? Alright, walk in unison, Lalafell gang. Asshole spotted. Your senses are sharp, young one. I am Regula Van Hydrus, legatus of the 6th Legion. It would seem that that damnable woman and her accomplice have led me a merry dance through the thickest of this infernal island's defenses. To think that I pursued them. I shall withdraw for now, my lesson learnt. I doubt it. You Garleans never learn. You covet the means to enslave primals, but in your headlong dash to control that which you don't understand, you show less wisdom than the very beast tribes that summon them. I have no interest in crossing blades with children. Live, grow strong, and mayhap one day you will warrant my attention. Lalafell team is like, dude, what you still doing back there? Yep, it's like, what's going on? Everything okay? I looked back and you weren't there. Did something happen? Not of consequence. I mistook a shadow for a man. Gee. Just what are you hiding beneath that mask of yours, A longing for hope? An appetite for power? A lingering sense of regret? And do I detect desire to test your strength against a certain hero? Is that what your gifts tell you? No, those are just wild guesses, but I wonder if some few of my words didn't strike close to the mark. Or may have more than a few. Be at ease, UNU. I have no supernatural ability to read minds. The echo simply allows me to comprehend, regardless of language, that which a fellow being would have me know. You do not mask your heart as you do your countenance. That was a performance then? A ruse to uncover my true nature? I see I shall have to keep my wits about me. Is he gonna pull a reverse UNU card on me? Alright, we're back. So we're like, how did it feel to strike down so great a foe? You must tell me more of the experience once our meeting with your colleagues is concluded. Hi guys. Through thine all-surpassing skill arms, do we now take our first step in ridding this star of the Warring Triad's baleful presence, and in such wise do we lessen the burden bequeathed unto us by the vainglory of Allagan. Know, however, that the two icons which remain are thought equal in might to Sephiroth, and may yet exceed him. Ere thou proceed, I would counsel thee to marshal thy strength and give careful thought to thy preparation. As when the Garleans afford a selection of time, even now they grasp for the means to dominate primals, blind to the technology's potential for calamity. My master taught me that the entity known as Sephiroth was the world's first sacred tree, elevated to godhood by the belief of its worshippers. There is no power more fierce than that born of unconditional faith and unbending ideal. 'Tis plain your master found in you a willing student. Tell me, was it he who taught you of Allagan technology's potential for calamity, or are those your own words? 'Twas but a figure of speech, nothing more. When last we met, I thought I caught a glimpse of the boy behind the mask, but it would seem your defenses are firmly back in place. Must you pursue this infuriating veil of secrecy? I, for one, would very much like to know who this master of yours is, amongst other things. Gee... As long as our purposes align, what matter my affiliation? It matters a great deal. I do not ask out of idle curiosity. If we are to fight as comrades, we need to be able to trust each other. On which note, I should apologize for my earlier trickery. It was merely an attempt to get to the heart of an enigmatic companion. Truth be told, I was rather glad you acted as you did. No person of your age has any business being calm and aloof all the time, much as he might wish to be. Anyway, we'd best be off. Do send word if there are any further developments. There will be some immediately. Alright, bye guys. A companion now, am I? Yes, new friend. Alright, straight to the next one. Straight to the next. Oh. 2 quests. Fiendish likeness. There's nothing for you, Word of Light. During our expedition to banish Sephiroth, I came across a certain relic, and I believe we put the best in your hands. It's an Allagan device of the kind used to store information. In this case, the record of the furious conflict that took place on the shores of the Mericidia between the Icon Sephiroth and the forces of Allagan. Should you present this tombstone to the verification node outside Triad Control, the node system will analyze the various aspects of the conflict and create for you a false Allagan against which you can train. Consider a sort of mock battle that presumes a Sephiroth who has broken free of his shackles. If I understand its workings correctly, the node should also be capable of manifesting a far stronger incarnation of the icon. This would mimic the catastrophic consequences were Sephiroth ever to absorb an additional source of energy, say by defeating another member of the Warring Triad. A compelling challenge for ability, yes? You need not possess Mistress Ka's knowledge of Allagan technology to begin this particular battle. Simply present the tombstone to the node on the flagship, and then follow the orb's instructions. I hope the experience brings you valuable insight, Warrior of Light. Extreme. But instead, we're going to move on to the next one, right? Talking about the threat of the 6th Legion. I'm in trouble, Warrior of Light. The 6th Legion will not soon surrender its pursuit of Allagan technology. While it's true that the 6th suffered heavy losses in attempting to breach Azaz's law defense, the Legion is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Left to its own device, it will not be long before the Legatus moves to... Excuse the interruption, but a call to this link pearl can only come from one of your fellow Scions. Hey, you stole what's going on? And you are quite certain they have broken through? Yes, of course, we shall leave immediately. It would seem the thing I feared most has come to pass. The Garleans have succeeded in dispelling the barrier Ranger placed upon the entrance to the research facility. We must intercept and destroy them before they acquire the means to control primal entities. You still request that we assemble at the scene of the intrusion. Pray depart at once. I will join you when I have informed the other Scions of this development. I was about to say, he's going to walk through the desk. And back here. Look up. Look way up. Oh, it's here. Should I go to the turn in the extreme first? Duly noted. Blip. Activating verification. Comet simulation request acknowledged. Awaiting tombstone data. Here you go. Data process adversary Warring Triad Sephiroth defining simulation parameters. Warning, threat level extreme. The Empire assumes no responsibility for death or injury resulting from participation in combat simulations. Activating reality augmentation. Initiating combat simulation. The Empire thanks you for volunteering to participate in this study. Postmortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent participants. Your sacrifice is appreciated. Ominous. Extreme. Alright. Hi guys. I see we're the first to arrive. No matter, your colleagues should be here or non. They are wise indeed to keep this area under surveillance. Had the gun slipped by unnoticed, I dare not think of the consequences. Archon Shtel set forth for Azaz Law when it became apparent that the Legatus was attempting to breach the barrier and arrived to find that he had succeeded. We must hope that he has yet to find his prize. Do we get to fight enemies and do we get to go inside the research facility? Hi, friends. Hi. Well met, and thank you for answering my summons so swiftly. We shall all be glad of the presence of your presence should we meet with the 6th Legion, as seems all but certain. As you may be aware, this facility houses some of Allag's most advanced technology. Accordingly, your rangers sought to deny the Empire easy ingress by weaving a ward of singular potency. Not singular enough, it would seem. I would be surprised if the Legatus had not reached the Core's laboratory already. 'Tis passing strange. I wove the ward in accordance with the most closely guarded teachings of the Archmages of Garlean. Naught was left to chance. Naught. 'Tis well known that the children of Garlean have no talent for arcane manipulation, nor hath the Empire more than a cursory knowledge of sorcery. That they should succeed in unraveling so complex a scheme of magecraft, and with such unsurpassing swiftness, tis passing strange. That it is, but 'tis a mystery for another day. Archon Shtel has right of it. Before all else, we must move to safeguard the knowledge which enabled the Allagans to harness primal energies. Of particular concern is the Genesis expression, an aetherochemical formula that allowed the scholars of yore to create substance from nothingness. I know of no such formula. Whence came you by this information? From your enigmatic master, perchance? He did furnish me with that morsel, yes, and knowing exactly which prize the Legatus now seeks enables us to predict his position. Do you not see we have been gifted the perfect opportunity to remove the head of an entire legion? I didn't think you were quite so bloodthirsty. Surely safeguarding secrets should take precedence over slaying Legatuses. Cross sentiments reflect my own, yet the two objectives need not be mutually exclusive. What say you? Thinking. Your ranger? Ah, forgive me, my thoughts were bound up in idle imaginings. In answer to your question, my lady, I am content to be led by thee in this matter. Murder time? I mean, we'll see these teleporters, shall we? You dwell in the matter of the barrier. It matters to him. I do. Verily 'twas a warding spell of labyrinthine intricacy, the brainchild of the head of the students of Odysseus himself. Even though a learned Archon would require several moons to distinguish such an enchantment, to do so in mere bells would require some preternatural power akin to the very echo itself. It's like, alright, I guess I'll move along. Is it instance time? I think it's instance time. Yes, it's instance time. Alright, let's go through this dungeon. Different music, though. Murdering everything. Come on, soldiers, can we get wasted? Thanos himself is here. After him! Run away! Press onwards, I shall contend with this foe. I feel like you guys weren't helping a lot anyways. Still fighting up there? Is he gonna peace out? Oh, get fucked! Whee! Ah, stuns me. How rude. Run forth. What? Ah! I'm just running around killing stuff. Where did Kral go? I'll stand over Mrs. Kral. You must keep pace. Keep Legatus from his prize. Oh, what happened to her? I wasn't paying attention. Big giant. Murder it. Run in circles! Get in the bubble or kill it before it can do it. It's cheating! Cheater. Let's hurry along, shall we? Need to face a boss. After the More stuff. You gonna take care of this, Y'shtola? Yeah, still they come. Press on, I will handle this. Alright, boss man. Time to punch you in the face. I've exposed the bones of their work. Now to extract the marrow. Even in the moment of my triumph, you persist in your misguided crusade. So be it, I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head. Is it really gonna go your way, considering the level of my gear right now? Oh, wee straight line. Suffering from Tourette's. X marks the spot. Well, that's rude. Murdered. Weapon inhibitors exist for a reason, but I will not lose to you again. Tiger uppercut time. Cheating. Ow, that was rude. Tired. Alright, murdered. You guys okay? Tomlith is unbreached then? No. You shall not pass. My wounds will not slow my blade should you seek to bar my path. And you would slay me, no doubt, but it would be your final act. You get shot in the back. It's like, I think it's time for you to peace out. What madness afflicts you, Rosian fools? The Emperor but desires a means to shackle the Egon's and destructive appetites. Why do you rail against your own salvation? It is not for man to wield such power. The primal energy your Emperor seeks to contain would be as kindling and waiting for a spark. Forget not the White Raven, Legatus. Like thee, he presumed to wield the power of Allagan and invited the calamity in so doing. This star's fate is too important to be decided by any one man, a warmongering savage least of all. Have care, boy. You speak of my Emperor. But dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause. Flashbang! Well, I appear not to be dead. Ow! Cryo, you okay? I may have cracked a rib, or two, but I'll be fine, honestly. Our foes gave no quarter. Anarchai stinted in his defense of thee, thou mayest be certain by thy hurts would be far worse. Trust issues gone? I could do no less. Mr. Carl is here at my behest, after all. Tsundere. Secrets of Allagan are safe for the present, though. 'Tis doubtful the Legatus will return to Garlean until the prize he coveteth lieth in his grasp. We must redouble our efforts to protect this place. Carl and I will place additional seals upon the Tomlith. Unukai. Thanks, boy. I appreciate you staying by my side. Thank you. Just get married already. 'Twas not. Oh, please, it was a good deal more than that, and you know it. Let me help you. When a woman thanks you for saving her life, the customary response is, "You're welcome." You're welcome. And nowadays, extreme quests aren't quite so long. Oh, straight to another cutscene. How you doing out here? Alright, are the new wards already in place? My colleagues yet toil upon their enchantments. I come into thee in secret that I might question thee outside their hearing. Question me? I will speak with the one who undid my subtlest magecraft, he who invited Imperial Legatus to this facility in hopes of engineering the man's demise at the hands of the Warrior of Light. You accuse me of masterminding this day's events? Yep. The plan may have been thy master's, but the deed is thine. Thou didst lure Legatus of the Sixth Legion to a trap from which he was not intended to emerge. It is plain to me now that thy seeming opportunism in proposing his elimination was feigned, and that his death was the object of thy plan from the first. And you have proof of this? Thine own words betray thee. Thou didst speak of the Empire's desire to claim the Genesis expression, the existence of which even the learned Mistress Ka was ignorant. Whence then did the Legatus come by such definitive knowledge? And then there is the matter of mine unraveled ward. None save one possessed of an otherworld glyph could have so swiftly effected its dissolution. Know thee of another blessed with such? Assuming these accusations have merit, what then? Full many times enough doth the pursuit of truth lead man down darkened paths. I take no issue with thy purpose, 'tis but thy method I will call into question. In the Garlean Empire we have a common foe. Hadst thou deigned to share thine intentions with Monica or Mr. Crowell, 'tis like that we would have closed the trap with less risk to life, and more success. I sought to use the most dangerous secrets of Allagan as bait. Who among you would agree to such a reckless plan? None, and with good cause. Irrespective, thou wert remiss in thy duty to thy comrades. I note with some disappointment that, in matters concerning the primals and those who would control them, the cold rationale upon which thou so prides thyself is conspicuous by its absence. Know the salvation of the star is an end too vast for any one of us to accomplish alone. Shouldst thou fail to trust in thy comrades, I foresee thy actions precipitating some terrible misfortune. Indeed. My sincerest apologies. Ranger is correct in his suspicions. It was I who orchestrated this encounter with the Empire. I would ask that thou forgive Unukai of his transgression, and keep mention of it from Mistress Kyle. 'Twould be a pity for one foolish decision to wither their budding camaraderie ere it had a chance to bloom. Hi guys. There you are, you rotten idler. We still realized we were struggling with the wards alone. She was absolutely livid. Ah, never mind the Warring Triad. I've awoken Archon's tempestuous wrath. In some mood shall I return at once, and there alone for mine indolence. And there atone for my indolence. Come, it is time we return to the Rising Stones. Looks like, do I get to place my next primal? Alright, back and forth. Yeah, nowadays extremes are talk to Bard Buddy, extreme opened. And the problems don't. Well, I guess the, what is like the Suzaku, Genbu, etc. quest line was pretty long too. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent or counsel. As a gesture of repentance and a sign of good faith, allow me to share something of myself with you. As you suggest, I possess the gift of the Echo, though it is of a nature different from yours. Regardless, I will use my gift for the selfsame purpose, the salvation of the star, and nothing possesses a greater threat to the world than the proliferation of primal harnessing technology. This I know only too well. But to divulge concerns the fate of another star entirely. On this other world, a magic was devised that allowed the realm's champions to use a stone known as Auracite to gain the power of primals. So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapons' fatal imperfection, and presently to bleed primal energies, and with each victory the heroes changed, transforming at last into fiends of endless appetite. Insatiable in their hunger for Aether, they ultimately went to war over the star's ever-dwindling life force, and fought until there was nothing less. Thus, it arranged so as to observe when I am faced with those who rush to embrace power unchecked, I lose all semblance of rationality. My master too cares deeply about the fates of the star. I am his servant, his instrument, sent here to ensure that the same tragedy does not consume another world. Alright. Well, should we go and slap another primal in the face? Unukai has urgent news to share on the current state of the Warring Triad. We're of light. If this world is to survive, we must needs move forward with our plan. Another pillar of the Warring Triad must be toppled. The question of which has already been answered. Following our encounter with the Legatus, Archon Y'shtola turns to erratic etheric waveforms emanating from the sector containing the Aegon Sophia, known simply as the Goddess, in former times. Such readings can mean only one thing. She is close to awakening. Let us return to Azislav forthwith and put an end to the primal deity, lest she rise again in all her terrible glory. And we're gonna punch a woman in the face this time. Equal rights and lefts. I'm gonna fly all the way back up here. Alright, all the way back here. Hi, Unukai. We appear to be the first arrive. Shall we wait our colleagues here? Alright, more friends, more baiting. That doesn't sound good. Could the 6th Legion have returned? Monica! Unukai! Hi! That doesn't look good. We're under attack. You're still in energy. I've engaged the foe not far from here. Do we help or just go and beat the primal while they're engaged? You guys okay? Oh, hi. The first demiurge. Ha! Really is that my shield thus tested. It would seem the Allagans have not been lax in their recruitment. Think you so? Mayhap your arm merely withered whilst you lay idle. Still your tongues. We have stalled them long enough. Shrug. With scales in hand, the goddess shall arise and righteously cast off her cursed pall, that she with wrathful Worm King at her side might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Hear my words in despair, Allagans. Our goddess is awoken. Your civilization has birthed the instruments of its own undoing. Tis while you're here, I should like to know what our assassins were saying. You understood their words, did you not? Twas a Mercidian dialect, if mine ears do not deceive, though one which beareth scant resemblance to any spoken in recent times. As for antagonist meaning, I do gladly defer to those blessed with the echo. Then what the shield seemed to think we were Allagans, he recited what sounded like a verse of prophecy that claimed that their goddess is awoken. Is that about right? Am I assuming this deity of theirs is the very icon we've come to topple? Aye, from their tongue, their words, and their attire, 'tis like that our antagonists were a Mercidian. Thralls to the goddess Sophia and victims of the Allagan incursions. If, as Crow claimeth, they thought us agents of Allag, 'tis little wonder that they sought to bring us low. You suggest that Sophia's servants have been liberated from their containment? Then we have no choice but to accept word of her awakening as truth. God said was the Warring Triad have proven formidable enough. When we rouse them from a fraction of the true strength, should Sophia break free at the peak of her powers, Monica and her friends won't stand a chance. Let us be about it then. Monica, Crow, Unukai, the three of you will make directly for Sophia's containment facility. Urge and I will do what we can to occupy the Aegon's thralls. Don't they come out during the fight, though? Okay, let's go punch a goddess in the face. Sounds like something... sounds like something Toma would do from Index. Punching ladies in the face. Mr. Crowell, do you perchance recall the words of the prophecy in its entirety? Let me see, I believe it was, with scales in hand the goddess shall arise, which would cast off her cursed pall, that she with wrathful Worm King on her side might judge and thence bring balance into all. Good memory. It's like knock knock. Awakening. Oh, there we go. Immediately into the containment bay. Alright, now we wait again. Now we wait again. Alright, half-hour wait time. Please don't fall asleep. Thanks. More FF6 music. Another rude awakening. Just AoE them down. Also, avoid the lasers. Gonna tip the scales in our favor. Those scales certainly took on a different form. It's like no censorship. Person stuck in limbo. It's like I think we have a disconnect. Alright, 7-man. Arrow. Donut. Quasar, is these proximity? Yes. Oh, it's dodge the laser time. Dodge the laser time. Oh, never mind, it's the dash. Zap. Only single zap. Thunder 2? Yes, Thunder 2. Oh, get fucked! AoE time. Look away from that one. And get out of the ice. Everyone's frozen. This side. I guess there's actual walls, so it doesn't really matter. Just don't go through the ice like this guy's going to do. Wee ice! And tip the scales. Alright, bye! Get zappied. Get close to your friend. Get close to friends. I like how this guy's dead, but he's got the fairy regen. Scale time. Whee! Oh no, get out of the laser. Laser. This one actually wasn't that bad on extreme as well. Out of the way. Whee! And we have proximity too. It's like just kill it. Who cares about the third demiurge? Murdered. Shiny. Scaled it. I'm alone except for the person who disconnected. This person is an exclamation mark. Then I get calmed on. Alright. How'd you guys fare? I see the gods no more. Well done. Once Kra and UNU have rejoined us, we may safely depart. One thing that puzzles me, however, how did Sophia's servants come to wake from their slumber? I believe we have the answer to that. We discovered the remains of a Garlean soldier in an adjacent sector of the containment facility. Too like the fool who ventured too close to Sophia during the Empire's previous incursion was enthralled for his troubles. Another reminder, if any were needed, as to the incalculable threat posed by these beings. The goddess would not even have been conscious when she claimed the man's will, and yet his mistake granted her the means to release her servants, and would have resulted in her own liberation had we not been on hand to intervene. I do much wonder that the Akon's pawn was capable of so effectively manipulating the facility's containment systems. How came he by such verified knowledge? That too is easily explained. During our investigation, Carl discovered a subtle flaw in one of the mechanisms which held the goddess in check. A flaw which had plainly been added intentionally. Upon examining the facility's records of the period, we were able to piece together the story. It was a time towards the end of the Third Astral Era where the peoples of Mericidia faced extinction at the hands of the Allagan Empire. Sophia, a being of incomparable cunning, was said to have communicated certain plans to her servants through the medium of a trusted oracle. Following the oracle's instructions, they duly conspired with the rebel faction within Allag, who, we believe, agreed to tamper with the prison intended for Sophia, and then the goddess and her thralls chanced to be captured. Though we suspect this had always been their plan. Indeed, the prison was situated at the heart of Allag, and we think they intended to attack the city from within. They would certainly have had to wait for the rebels to exploit the weakness in their confines. But the conspirators' dealings with the Mericidians were exposed before they could enact their plot, and all were similarly executed. It seems that the flaw itself remained undiscovered, however, and might have remained so until the end of days had it not been for the actions of the Archbishop, and subsequently the Garleans. I cannot help but wonder what might have come to pass had their scheme been successful. Mayhap the answer lies in the prophecy. Crow hath the right of it. Its words may be deciphered thus. The cursed Paul speaketh of Sophia's prison from which she was supposed to emerge at the agreed hour. The Worm King, meanwhile, can be none other than the great Bahamut himself. Then yet a prisoner whom the goddess did intend to unleash upon Allag to set right the scales of justice. A foolhardy plan had come to fruition. The two of them would surely have raised the realm, not would have been spared the devastation the Mericidians' homeland included. Their home already stood on the brink of oblivion. Mayhap they wished for naught else but to purge the poison of Allag with primal fire. The tale teaches us that even the greatest of man's creations may yet be brought low by a single act of treachery. The Allagans were fools to place their trust in technological bondage. Shackle such beings is to but delay the inevitable, not save their total destruction shall free us from their menace. Let's return to the Rising Stones and there consider the final step of the most needful tasks. We have small, medium, and large heroes. The threat posed by the facility is far greater than you imagine, Ranger, and we're not limited to the Akons themselves. Sophia's remaining servants must be put down. Plotting something? Warning, deactivating stasis chamber support system was on subject termination. Enter identification code to continue. Beep boop beep. Power down life force systems. Identification code accepted. Subjects terminated. You are terminated. Do we just have a discussion about doing things behind our backs? Monica's like, gee. Alright, do we have to go through another instance before we go to the next primal? Hi, guys. Is on a mistwave of light. Archon Yashtola mentioned that there was a matter she wished to discuss. Suspicions? Well, Monica, you'll forgive me if I seem curt, but I would settle an account with our young friend. While conducting the final sweep of Sophia's containment facility, we discovered that all of her remaining thralls had perished in their stasis chambers. This was your doing? Aye, it was. I chose to act upon the knowledge revealed within the tombstone we recovered. The true purpose of these prisons is far more horrifying than we first assumed. The Allagans were not simply observing the Akons and siphoning away their energies, they were conducting experience pressure for a far more ambitious project. If you'll recall, both the Fiend and the Goddess were imprisoned within massive spherical structures. These spheres were the prototypes which paved the way for the successful construction of an artificial celestial body. You speak of Dalamud. Aye, the Akon's cages were unmistakably of the same design as the Red Moon. To be plain, the research contains the seeds of 3 calamities which might feasibly be visited upon a chosen target. Eliminating one of them necessitated the destruction of the goddess's slumbering thralls, a distasteful task unbefitting one such as the Warrior of Light. Thus did I resolve to perform the deed myself. You have made your case, and 'tis apparent that we were not in full possession of the facts. Nevertheless, your notion of what may or may not be expected of Monica is presumptuous in the extreme. When the Warrior of Light chose to join the Silence, she did so in the knowledge that she would be required to face and destroy not only the primals, but also their fanatical servants. That which you term a distasteful task is an essential part of our calling, a burden which every Silent is sworn to shoulder. I see. It would seem I misjudged the depth of your resolve. No matter, assuming I've made myself understood, we need not speak of it again. There is, however, one other subject which merits discussion. You determined that Sophia's thralls were woken by a Garlean soldier who had somehow gained access to the containment area, did you not? If that is the case, it seems highly doubtful that the interloper wandered into such a dangerous part of the facility by chance. Dissidents from the Empire claim that the 6th Legion is rife with agents under orders to thwart the Legative's mission by any means necessary. Thus you imagine that we have allies in Garlean. I should clarify that their motive is wholly uncharitable. Regula Van Hydrus rose to the top of the Garlean military on merit alone and is fiercely loyal to the Emperor for recognizing his efforts. His compeers, by contrast, rose to the favor of the established order and would accordingly do anything to see him fail. That they would be so reckless. You truly believe that the actions of these agents contribute to the recent crisis? Aye, and that they pose no less a risk to the realm than those loyal to the Emperor. Plainly, we must needs continue to do all in our power to prevent the technologies of Allagan from falling into the hands of man. On that point, at least we have ever been in complete agreement. It's like finish the quest while in contemplation. It's like thinking of quest completion. Alright, Unukai has a gift for you. Another tombstone? I'd like you to have this. It's an Allagan tombstone similar to the one we recovered after your victory over Sephiroth. The records contained within describe the goddess, the height of her power, and will enable Azazel's reality augmentation technology to generate an idealized simulacrum of Sophia against whom to test your skills. For when I have been able to determine this formed part of a greater trial intended to test Alex's elite warriors. Quite how it will compare to the challenge presented by the Fiend's tombstone, I cannot say. As there's only one way to be certain. Visit the verification note on Azazel and witness firsthand what awaited the champions of Eld. But I want to do the next quest, though. A request regarding the final icon of the Warring Triad. Greetings, Way of Light, but one pillar of the Warring Triad remains, Zurban, the icon known as the Demon. According to the histories I've uncovered, this monstrous being was worshipped by a race of Mercidian beastmen. These creatures are the key to maintaining Zurban's manifestation, and we can be sure that many such thralls will be imprisoned somewhere within the research facility. It is imperative that we determine their exact location as swiftly as possible. We dare not risk repeating the near disaster we suffered at the hands of Sophia's servants. As such, your fellow sons have already begun an exhaustive research, but there are several sectors which only you, Kral, and I can enter without fear of enthrallment. Let us make our way to Azazel forthwith and aid the investigations. And we're off to take another long flight. Flying to the flagship episode. And this time they're both on the right side. Blip acknowledging verification enlistment program request acknowledge. Awaiting tombstone data. Here you go. Data processed. Adversary Warring Triad via threat level extreme. Successful applicants will progress to elite squad induction. Families of unsuccessful applicants will receive twice standard death benefits. Before initiating this program, elite squad applicants must agree to extensive physical bloop crackle. Data corrupted. Unable to verify input. Applicant agreement accepted. Activating rally augmentation. Initiating enlistment program. The Empire thanks you for your service. Postmortem data will be used to improve the trial rates of subsequent applicants. Your sacrifice is appreciated. More ominous extreme quests. This one was one of the easier extremes when it came out. Alright, I guess we're waiting at this destination. Alright, is the gang all here? Hi guys. Could we caught you? The facility has been swarmed by Imperial troops. By their standards, we judge them as soldiers of the 6th. Once more doth Regula Van Hydrus stretch forth his hand to seize the forbidden fruits of Allagan. Once more have our meticulous wards been swept aside like so many cobwebs. Your meddlesome wards were destroyed from within by the pulsating energies of an Akon. Nay, put up your weapons and listen. The followers around have awakened and they toil to rouse their master. The demon's worst yet slumbered when we confronted Sophia. Could the tampering of her thralls have been more widespread than we thought? They shared a common aim. It is not unthinkable that they would seek to free all of those that the Allagans have imprisoned. Yes, the cage doors are open, and whilst you stand here quibbling over who picked the locks, my soldiers inside the facility risking their lives and their sanity. They have volunteered to face death to prevent reservant servants from waking him in the fullness of his power. Now, assuming you have at last understood the gravity situation, it is time that I rejoin them. But you cannot hope to see the Akon enslave the minds of any who draw near. Thus did I seek out those with the power to resist his influence. Aid us, and mayhap my men will not perish in vain. Don't do it. You propose an alliance. I've delved into the depths of this place and found its technology wanting. These mechanisms have failed to hold their prisoners, and such broken artifacts are unfit to bring before the Emperor. Twice have you bested me in combat. Will you now lend me that strength and stand against our mutual foe? 'Twas in opposing your reckless schemes that Ysael was lost to us. You expect us to simply forgive and forget all that has come before? I expect you to put aside your emotions and use your better judgment, but of course I'm dealing with savages. I will not stand here and justify the death of the Ice Maiden. We pursued our ideals and you pursued yours. Such was the result. Mayhap you might consider another point. In these endless clashes we have all lost comrades dear to us, yet I choose to put aside past grievances and beg your champion's aid to appeal to your reason. Thou art willing to build a bridge of common purposes upon such tremulous foundations? I too hasn't accepted this arrangement, Archon Y'shtola, but the offer has been made to the Warrior of Light, and 'tis her involvement which shall ultimately sway its outcome. I shall abide by Monaco's decision. Zervan must be stopped. I should say I cannot fight alongside the Empire. Then for better or worse, we shall fight at your side. Mr. Crown and I are also resistant to problem influence. We shall aid you where we can. So I say that everyone just say fuck you, then let us be on our way. Alright, is there going to be a betrayal incoming? Is it instance time? Our companions have already passed through the research facility. We should not lag behind. It's like concerned. Let's say we were unbalanced when we only had one large hero, but now we have two. It's like too small, too medium, too large. The demon stirs. Ad phase. Like a suckling babe, he feeds upon the aether siphoned onto him by his thralls. We must needs deprive him of his substance. Then we destroy those devices. Time to punch things. Hold! Witness your soldiers. Murder. They have turned one against the other. Even half a week, Zervan corrupts and converts those who enter his aura. Three of us and Monica Unakahai, we rushed in together and each disabled generator. We cannot give them the chance to rally defense. There are 4 mechanisms by my count. If I can avoid the Akon's miasma, my blade will make short work of the last one. We all of us have pledged our lives to... Keep your lives. I'd rather you tend to my fallen. Some may yet survive with their minds intact. I know not if my strength will be enough. I am no champion. The battlefield is no place for uncertainty, boy. Fate has blessed you with unique talent and an occasion to use it. Do not waste such a gift. We strike. Murder. How you guys doing? Kill it. Zervan is... Ow! Safe. Gun laser. What? That's some strength right there. Oh noes. He slumbers once more. No, new friend. You saved me, why? I told you, boy, yours is a gift too precious to waste. A gift the Emperor may one day have need of in his war upon these untamable icons. Emperor Varus, he raised me up from the ranks, stood against my detractors. I gladly give my life in his service. You must finish to slay these leeches upon our star. Kill them all. Kill Zervan. He must needs withdraw and prepare assault. At the cost of his very life, the Legatus hath prized open for us a window of opportunity. Nice Garlean for a change. Kind of nice. Looks like short redemption arc. Straight into another cutscene. He's dead. Had I only been stronger. Enough of that. There'll be time for regrets after we've rid the world of Zervan. Krau's right of it. The demon has fallen back into torpor for now, but we must act swiftly if Regulus' death is to have meaning. The survivors speak of an army of thralls loose in the facility, and we must assume that these followers continue their efforts to awaken the icon. Let us then concentrate upon diverting them from their task. Mistress Krau and Master UNU, prithee secure the controls of Zervan's shackles and limit the restoration of his might. Archangel and I shall forge ahead and strike down those thralls as we would seek to harry you. Where light thine is ever the most perilous duty. Get thee thy trusted companions and extinguish from this realm the fires of the demon himself. Alright, more sitting in queue time. Is it open? Yes, it's open. It's like, and now we wait. Alright, it's time to play Match the Colors. Also a long ad phase. This fight wasn't too bad on Extreme either when it first came out. Also, skip Sora disband. Alright, going down. This platform is in quarters. Alright, turn him around, don't let him cleave us. Cleave. And there goes one platform. Explosions. More explosions. One platform left. Alright, going down. We're going down. Damage. Soar. Dodge this shit. Stack to the middle. Not stack. Stay out. Cleave. I'm firing my laser. Laser. Soaring time again. Stack doesn't do like any damage. I see what you did there. At base. Time to AoE. Is it north first? Yes. Kill the wheel first because meteor things. What are you doing with it? Or we'd kill the wit first. Deal with it. I call these ads actually hit pretty hard. The wills. Deal with it. I think not hard enough that on Extreme they had to be tanked separately, right? Wee ultimate. Snowflake things. Snowflake things. Boop. I am red. Tank buster things. Broken seal. Go stand in red. Somebody wasn't standing in the right one. Something Cross just baited circles on people. Wee circles. Oh geez, the boss is almost already dead. Oh, incoming laser. Laser. Skip Sora disband. Did it. Murdered. Nobody's left. Also got calmed on again. Incredible as always. Hopefully that will be the last our world sees of the likes of Zervan. Everyone of his thralls has been slain as far as we can determine. Our victory over the Warring Triad is complete. An impossible feat had we not been blessed with your cooperation. Let us not forget the efforts of regular Van Hydrus and his men. Without their noble sacrifice, the demon would have awoken far sooner and possessed of far more formidable energies. The bodies of fallen now accompany the survivors on the return journey to Garlean. 'Tis known the Miracles recognize no god, yet they would honor the dead in their own fashion. And when next we meet, our fleeting alliance will surely be forgotten. 'Twas an interesting exchange nonetheless. They spoke of their present ruler as a man who values self-sufficiency. Varus befriended Regula in their youth, it seems, and was highly impressed by his martial prowess. 'Tis common knowledge that Regula's rise to legatus was in great part advocated by the Emperor himself. Regula freely admitted his shortcomings when it came to politics, and it was Varus' unconditional support that served to win his undying fealty. One does not expect such tales of comradeship to lurk beneath the Empire's iron exterior. Contrary to all expectation, the man died a hero. Witnessing the way you all leapt into danger without hesitation, it would seem I am surrounded by heroes. Depression arc? And yet my own actions were odd but heroic. I have not the qualities nor the character to stand at the Warrior of Light's side. What a curious thing to say. Are you truly concerned that you do not measure up to some arbitrary requirement? If you know the path I walked to reach this place, then you would understand why I doubt myself so. Turn me over rising stones and I shall tell you of it. Is this guy? Isn't this dude friends with Elidibus? All aboard the Elidibus. Alright, story time. The victories around the Warring Triad is finally defeated. I'm afraid, however, that mine own efforts have often been more hindrance than help, and you and your fellow sons deserve to hear the reasons behind my actions. It's story time, hooray! Hi. I promise to tell you of my journey of who I am, of where I am from. The truth is, I am not of this world. I was born of a different star, a child whose power of the echo was too feeble to save his dying world. A child who, unlike you, never became a warrior of light. When all I knew stood on the brink of destruction, I was yet half-grown. Had I been born but a handful of years later, history may have written a different tale. The seeds of other heroes that are yet to fully sprout may not have withered and perished. The star I failed to save is known to you as the Void. He's like, I'm not surprised. Though Monica knew not that I spoke of my homeland, I have explained to her before the cause of its ruin. Magic was devised to contain a defeated primal's might within a stone known as Auracite, and the energies which blended from this imperfect vessel gradually corrupted the champions who wielded it. These heroes became slaves to an unsatiable hunger for aether, eventually transforming into hideous fiends, and none who clung to the faint traces of light were strong enough to oppose them. The demons next turned upon each other in a war which drained the land's aether in even greater amounts, until one day the star was suddenly swallowed in a flood of darkness, an entire world unmade in an instant. The voids that you encounter here in this realm are the twisted remnants of once mortal beings who gnaw on what motes of life force remain. And as I lay dying, beaten and broken in my failed last stand, 'twas my present master who found my tormented spirit and bore me away to the rift betwixt worlds. 'Twas he who first encountered me to introduce me to Urianger. At my mentor's feet did I learn of the nature of reality, of the existence of mirrored worlds and the eternal struggle between dark and light. Sudden and overwhelming superiority for either side will shatter the balance, and the world in question will be returned to the void by a calamity beyond imagining. As a self-appointed custodian of this balance, my master warned me that the source, the first of all worlds, slips perilously close to oblivion. In what spirit did this master proffer such a warning? A benevolent gesture or a veiled threat? To these questions and more do I mean to coax forth answers, yet no matter his intention, that Highland doth teeter on a knife's edge and an undeniable truth. Knowing this, what choice was given you to make? I chose to join my master and act as his instrument on this star. The tragedy that befell my home cannot be repeated. I will see this world saved. And yet I hesitate in the most crucial of moments. What right have I to stand alongside a true warrior of light? In thine own words, thou wert called before thy time. And I offer that thou dwellest overmuch on the question of what maketh the hero. The search for the answer leaveth thee paralyzed by doubt. Heed me, Master Unukahai, thou needest not believe thyself a hero to perform great deeds. 'Tis the deed itself which earneth thee the hero's mantle. Aye, the ideals you hold can be less important than having the faith to act upon them. Regulus loyal to the Emperor guided his actions until the last, and though we do not see eye to eye on many things, his final deeds can be called not less than heroic. Personally, I find that faith in my companions allows me to act unhindered by uncertainty. I know that should I ever falter, Monica and the others will be there to support me or steer me back into the right path if needed. I see. In the days leading up to my world's destruction, I was entirely alone and never knew what it was to have such comrades. I can imagine the loneliness you must have felt, but look around you now. You're not alone anymore. Welcome to the Signs of the Seventh Dawn. New friend. So is this a requirement for any later story? Hopefully I promise to save this world, and when I stumble I shall be glad to have your hands there to steady me. My apologies, it's too difficult for me, for so long have I spoken from behind a mask. Socially awkward. We shall feel comfortable speaking without such concealments. I should hope you appreciate the irony of that statement. It's like, well, that's supposed to be a pat on the back, but you can't reach his back. Alright, bye. Alright, story time over. I'll see you in Shadowbringers. Oh, no, there's more. Oh, is it the, extreme time? Whilst you're examining the controls for Zervan's chakras, I found a tombstone may be of interest to you. Would you like to take a look? The information contained within this device appears to have been used to generate a simulated battle of grueling difficulty. The challenge will be pit against a simulation of Zervan, the power of which has been enhanced by the Akon's highest conceivable magnitude, described as the final trial of the most elite of Allag's warriors, intended to distinguish the truly exceptional among them. I've witnessed no champion more exceptional than the Warrior of Light. Are you not curious to see just how powerful Zervan may have been? I urge you to visit the verification node and undertake this ultimate test of the Allagan elite. I mean, he wasn't that bad. When Unreal came out, he was pretty much stomped on all the time. And back to the flagship. Look up, look way up. It's like, I consent my suicidal data to be used for the future. Activating verification, eliminating trial request, acknowledge. Awaiting tombstone data. Here you go. Data process. Adversary Warring Triad Zervan. Threat level extreme. This is the final qualifying test for surviving elite squad enlistees. Participation is only permitted to candidates who agree to unrestricted biopsy procedures following the trial. Specifically, enlistees who successfully complete the program will be certified as generally superior and must submit to cell harvesting for subsequent cloning initiatives. Elimination trial survival rates are currently calculated at 1.9%. Surprise! Activating reality augmentation, initiating an elimination trial. The Empire thanks you for your service. Postmortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent candidates. Your sacrifice is appreciated. Alright, thanks, beep boop beep. Alright, everything is noted. Alright, Warring Triad complete. Warring Triad is complete. Reverse UNU is just going to be sitting here for the rest of his time. Alright, well I guess that's good for now. Warring Triad's complete. Next, I guess we'll go back to the main story. Thanks for watching! Did you like this video? If you did, like it, leave a comment, and share it. You can click on the left button to subscribe, and the right button to watch more Lalafell adventures. Thanks for watching!